In the northern countries, Scandinavia, the northern part of Germany, Poland and Denmark, we have dark rye bread. It's made on a sourdough. It's a very sour bread, but it's very soft and moist and tasteful. But it's also very dense and heavy, not what you usually expect from a bread. And this is how we traditionally do it in Denmark. When I make a Danish rye bread on sourdough, I always use a wet sourdough. It's far the easiest to handle, and it's the hardest one to kill. So it's very practical, I think. So first I add the sourdough, then I add the water. Then I add the whole grains. And that was both rye and wheat grains. You can make do with only rye grains. Now we leave it to rest, so the grains will absorb some water. And about 12 to 24 hours later, this is called a pre-soak. It's all a lot more soft. And add the salt, a bit of sauce darkener. Yeah, because traditionally rye bread is dark, and that's the easiest thing to get a hold on. And now it's time to add the flour. This is rye flour. You can see it on the darkness. And wheat flour. You don't have to use wheat flour. You can use only rye flour, but that makes the bread very compact. Now we just have to stir until to mix until there's no dry lumps of flour left. This is about how it should look. And now I have let it rise for 12 hours. So it's airy and it's sour. Now I add it to the bread pans. And you have to use red bread pans for this kind of bread. You simply cannot bake it any other way. It's too runny. And I just do. I put a portion in each in turn. That's the easiest way to get the same amount in both. And I smooth it so the bread will look better when it's baked. I let it stand. I cover it and let it stand until it has risen onto the edge of the pan. That's usually an hour or two. And now it's time to put it into the oven and bake it. This is about a little more than an hour later. 1 hour, 15 minutes, something like that. They let go of the pan themselves. And as soon as they're cold enough that they don't melt the plastic, you can put them into some freezing bags, because the crust is very hard if you don't do that, and the steam from the bread will soften up the crust. And it's how we traditionally have it in Denmark, with a soft crust. It should have about the same consistency all the way through this bread. And this is how dense it really should be. No airy bubbles in a rye bread. Very sour taste and dark. It's very nice to eat. And you can find the list of ingredients and the recipe on kvalifood.